Hi there, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Monster with Ben. I'm standing here next to a lava tank, which is filling up with lava pretty quickly, 650 buckets. So what do we need all this lava for? Well, we need it to make power. And how are we going to make power? Well, I've decided I want to make power with steam boilers. These are part of railcraft. They're just really way more efficient than just hooking these things straight up to dynamos. So let's get to it and start making some engines. Now, there's two types of steam boiler. There is the low pressure and the high pressure. Low pressure uses iron, high pressure uses steel. I want to make high pressure straight off. To do that, we need some steel. Now, there is a sort of very easy and almost slightly cheaty way of making steel. What you do is you take some iron and some coal, and I have less coal than I thought. I'll have just about enough, I hope. Combine them together like that, you get this. This is steel dust. I've got 9 pieces. You can't do it with charcoal. We pop that in the furnace and we get steel ingots popping out straight into there. And I have no more coal. So will that be enough to make a whole high pressure boiler tank? 4 makes 4. I want 8. Oh, I really want 12. I really want 12, and I made 9, didn't I? So this is a good opportunity to go and kill myself and see what the quarry's been doing. Let's go get sidetracked for a minute, because it'll just keep filling up with lava, which is absolutely fine. And let's just hop on down here, and here, and even here. So down here we have the quarry, which, as you can see, is slowly getting down and filling up with water and has even run out of power to boot. But we've got a load of coal down here. We have killed a squid at some point as well. Always a bonus. We've found some bees. We've done nothing with bees yet. So, yeah, pretty happy with how that's going. I'll come down and repower it soon. And hop on back up and make the rest of this boiler. So the top of the boiler is made of those high pressure tank parts, whatever they're called, boilers. And the bottom is where you feed in whatever you are using to power the boiler. It's called a firebox. They come in 2 varieties as well, solid and liquid. And because we are using liquid lava, we obviously need a solid one. Don't ask me why. It is just the way the designers decided to make it work. Let's make up as many of these as we can. Coal around the edge, iron in the middle, a load more steel dust going in. So you have to use this, a solid fueled firebox, which is a bit annoying. It is made out of bricks, fire charge and a furnace. So I am going to have to locate my bricks, which have apparently all gone completely missing. So I'll be back in a second when I have located them. Ah, here they are. I knew I had a few lying about. We also need to make magma cream. To make magma cream, we need blaze powder. To make blaze powder, we had our handy little shortcut, I'm sure you can remember it, which was using bits o' redstone in here with bits o' glowstone. And I've forgotten how many you got from each. So you need 2 bits per piece of glowstone. You also need some charcoal to make magma cream, and what else do you need? You need gunpowder. And I've killed 1 or 2, literally, of the old creepers. Blaze powders. Let's do it over here. Blaze powder, gunpowder. I think it's a shapeless recipe. It is. You get fire charges. There you go. These can probably live in here. Not that. That. We also need to make a quick furnace. Which is obviously just that. We need lots and lots of furnaces, don't we? That's pretty dumb. We actually need a lot of bricks as well. Do I have enough bricks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm somewhat lacking in bricks with those. So give me a second. I'm going to have to go and cook up a little bit more clay. Okay, so we are back. I have made up a few more furnaces and I have cooked up a load more bricks. We are very quickly running out of clay, so I'm going to have to find a way to get a load more clay, because clay and bricks are really useful things after all. So our solid fueled firebox, let's press the question mark, we don't do that often. So it is furnaces in the bottom, fire charges, bricks around the outside. There we go, might as well make all 6. Yeah, go on. There we go, we have 6 solid fueled fireboxes. Right, let's dump all of this stuff, because we don't need the rest of the bricks, the glowstone dust, the redstone, any of this actually. But what we do need is that steel. Now, for using the steel to make high pressure boiler tanks, we need to roll steel in our old friend, the rolling machine. So let's get you out again. We're going to have to pop that off. I'm going to have to chuck our crescent hammer away. And put down the rolling machine. It is that, I think. Yep. Oopsie. There we go. It hath no power. Why hath you no power? Because there is no power. I don't know where that's all going to. I shall again be really happy when this is done. And we have power of the infinite variety. So that'll get us 20, which will be enough for 10. 10. Oh, I really wanted a few more than that. But we don't have more than that. So that is all there is to it. It will give us plenty. Now, what this high pressure boiler does is it creates steam. You can see it produces 10 millibuckets of steam per tick, which is less than the low pressure boiler tank. Really? Okay, fine. What you also know is that these dynamos run on steam. It is called a steam dynamo after all. You chuck coal in, add water, it makes steam, but you can directly feed steam straight into it. So what we're going to do is create this high pressure boiler tank feed the steam directly into steam dynamos, which will then connect up to more of these energy cells, which will then pump power everywhere. And to do that, obviously, I'm going to have to dig all the floors up and run cabling all the way under here. It's part of the reason I haven't gotten round to actually tiling this whole thing over yet. So that is my plan. Let's see how well it actually works. We need one more of these, and then we need to dig this out, because we are still a bit worried about wasting all our power. There we go, rolling machine away. Steel plates need combining 2x2, they make high pressure boiler tanks. So let us go and plonk this down over here. So if we put it here, pull that out there, we're going to want one more space. So put that down there. Oh, we could put it under, pull that out there, put that in there. Yes, that will work. So let us build this here. It's going to be a fairly small little one. So a 4x4 base, 4x4, 2x2. Plonk these down on top of it. You can see they don't actually make the thing until it becomes a valid thing. Plonk these on top. There we go. And that is our dinky little high pressure boiler tank. It is very cute, very small and relatively inefficient, but it will produce enough power for us. Click on it, you can see that it needs steam and fuel. Steam? No, it needs water and fuel. It produces steam. So guess what we need to do? We need to put an infinite water source under here. It's generally easier if you do that first. So what we are going to do now, it is time to go and nick, I have one bucket on me, the aqueous accumulator from under the steam dynamo. And dig all of this stuff up. I have an axe on me. Let's dig the floor out. There's our aqueous accumulator. We can pop it off with a crescent hammer. And there we go. So, there should be another bucket in here. Or maybe in here. There's our extra bucket. Just to save us another trip back to this. I need to keep an infinite water source about somewhere because they are always so useful. So water in there, and the aqueous accumulator mid-bottom. I never got to click on it. Here it is, it shows all the normal stuff. Configurations, all sides are outputs, it's filling with water. Plonk that down, you get a boiler, which fills up with water. Ain't that great? Now, this is a solid fueled firebox because you can only put lava in as a solid. How do you put lava in as a solid? Well, unfortunately, you have to stick it in buckets. So we're going to have to find a way to stick it in buckets. Note, by the way, that with the new fluid ducts, you don't have to put levers and stuff on them, in case you're used to the old ones. And let's bring you, up here, over here. Let's stand on some lava. So you cannot simply plug this into the side of the boiler. It will connect, but it doesn't work, it doesn't go in, it doesn't make steam, it doesn't do anything at all. What you have to do... Yeah, we can do that, can't we? what you have to do is put it into buckets. How do you put it into buckets? Well, you use that machine we made a bit earlier, the liquid transposer. We've got one of them over here, it's this one. It puts fluids into buckets, if you remember. So we need another one of those. And we don't need lag spikes. So, thermal expansion machines, the fluid transposer, it needed glass, copper, reception, machine frame, bucket, all the standard. Give me a second and I shall whip one of those out. At least I shall if I have all the parts. We're rapidly running out of glass actually. We need to start making a load more glass. Machine frame, I've got a bucket on me. We needed a reception coil. That's the one with more gold, isn't it? Moo. Copper gears and a bit more glass, and that is it. So redstone, reception coil, 2 bits of glass, bucket, one of those, pair of copper gears, which is 2 pieces of iron. Wow, are we completely out of copper? That is amazing. I hope that quarry gets working soon. Yeah, that didn't work at all. Clicky, 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 click. Copper gears with a reception coil, with some of that, with a machine frame, and of course with a bucket makes a fluid transposer. Isn't that great? We are going to need a few more buckets. You will see why in a second. Let's just make a few of those. 6 will do fine. And there we go. And one other thing that we are going to need is a redstone engine, which I'm sure we don't have any of sitting about. Quick double check before I make another one. No redstone engine sitting about. So we are going to need some wooden gears. We're going to need some more wood. Oh, for God's sakes. We're going to need some more sticks. We're going to need some more gears. We're going to need a redstone engine. We're going to need a piston as well. Piston? Piston? Isn't the piston recipe in here? Why piston recipe over there? Cobblestone, redstone, iron. I've just put the iron away. Oh dear, come on. Okay, piston over here where it is actually needed. Makes a redstone engine. We also need a stick and a piece of cobblestone because we need to make a lever, which goes the other way up. There we go, lever. Okay, so we have our fluid transposer, we have a redstone engine. What we also need is a wooden transport pipe, and we have absolutely everything we need. So what is going to happen in our boiler tank? Well, obviously the lava, which is now getting very near full. Let's just have a quick look at how full that is. It is up to over 2,000 buckets, that's plenty. Is going to come out of here, go into this thing. This is a fluid transposer. Click. Okay. So this fills up with lava. We put a bucket in, it fills the bucket up. This is set to output on the right hand side. It goes straight into here. This uses it, outputs an empty bucket. We need to pull that empty bucket out. This is where this stuff all comes in. I am going to dig a hole there, get water everywhere, plonk down a lever, flick the lever, hope that has worked, put a redstone engine in, and a wooden pipe. Did I flick the lever? No, of course I did not. Did the lever get washed away? Do levers get washed away? Yes, they do. Okay, I didn't actually know that. Well, I've learned something today. On the other side of this wall there is that, so there is absolutely no harm in sticking it in there. Lever flicked on. A redstone engine underneath. A wooden transport pipe, these are the extraction pipes on the top. The redstone engine starts pumping, it will pull the buckets out of here into there. Isn't that clever? So we fill this up with buckets. Now it's not working because there is no power down to it yet. So we're going to need something just to provide power while this gets working. And just to start with, and I have it right here on me. What we are going to use is, and let's just separate it off slightly. Actually, we're going to run power underground anyway, so redstone energy conduit is absolutely fine. Am I not allowed to pick those up? There we go. So just temporarily I'm going to stick this down here. That is not that. That down here. Set the back output to be an output. And now this starts filling up with lava. Lava goes into here, and this starts working. You can see the temperature is going up. It goes up really quickly. Lava bucket goes in, it gets used really quickly. Buckets should be getting pulled out. Here they are, going into the back of the transposer where they get filled up again. Now, these things don't work quite as they used to, but they work slightly similarly. They used to be really inefficient while they were warming up and then be really efficient. Now they're a bit more levelled out. But it does burn through things much quicker when it's warming up. It has to get up to 100 degrees C, obviously, before it can actually create steam. Once it's created steam, we can use said steam. You can see it fills up with 4 lava buckets. That's why I wanted at least 6 of them, so there's always ones being stored and filled. You could possibly even use a 7th, but no, I think 6 just about does it. Okay, so that is good so far. What is the next step? Well, the next step is to hook up the output to it. Now, I have found that if you put the steam dynamos directly onto this, it does work, but not quite as well as it should. So I find it good to put these fluid ducts on first. So we put fluid ducts on, just like that, and now we can attach some steam dynamos. I only have one pre-made, but I shall get around to making more. But you know what? They need copper, and copper is something I am really very short on at the minute. We can finally fill up this infinite lava source whilst we are at it. Well, we could if we could click on it. So finally we get the power supply away from here. It has taken a long time and we can fill the floor in, well, a little bit as well. There we go. So what I can do is take this and pop this down just over here. Click. It's not oriented to this side because, well, let's make it orient to this side. The reason is because there isn't a conduit near it and it doesn't know which way it's supposed to be facing, for it ain't psychic. Let's just stick that up there, stick the steam dynamo on. You can see it collects perfectly now. But there is a slight problem. The problem is that these dynamos output at max 80 RF per tick. This leadstone energy conduit can take 80 RF per tick. We've only been using one single dynamo, so that was perfect. But I'm going to connect up at least 4 here. That's way over 80 per tick. So basically, this leadstone energy conduit ain't good enough anymore. So we're going to have to swap it out for one of the better conduits. There are better conduits. I've shown you the hardened energy cell. There is hardened energy conduit. There are also these much more high ones, like the redstone energy conduit, 10,000 RF per tick compared to 80. Okay, big change. So we will be doing that, running it off into cells. I want to do that fairly quickly because this will drain fairly quickly and this will stop working. The tank's nearly full though, and we have steam soon to be generated. What are we up to? 134 degrees C. It's starting to make steam. When this gets up to the halfway mark, it starts outputting steam, and then that will switch on. But that is it for this episode. It's been quite full on, this one, but it's been a long time coming, getting the infinite power source. So I sincerely hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.